I'm looking at all my books and I'm like, how am I gonna hold all of these up to take a thumbnail? Like, my arms are actually gonna collapse. I just want to like preface saying that I literally just got back from work. It was an experience. Like, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but we had to call security to kick someone out because they were being weird. Yeah. So just to mention that, because I feel like I'm looking a little bit crusty today. Are my bookshelves are dirty. Here, I cleaned a little. Let's just like imagine that everything's like super clean. Like you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. Anyways, if you're new here, my name's Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. So if that sounds fun, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. So you know whenever I decide, you know what, I haven't posted in a while. Let's upload a video. Today we're basically going to be looking at all the books that I read in the months of January and February because I was having like a rough patch between January and February, so I did not have time to make a wrap up then. So I was like, you know what, let's just like combine all the books and let's do my wrap up today. I do not have everything in order. Where's my phone? Yeah, I'm just gonna grab my phone to go to my Goodreads. I'm pretty sure I enter them on Goodreads in the correct order. I am gonna pray, because if not, this is gonna make my life so much harder. And let's jump right in. Book number 1. Oh, okay, perfect. The first book I read, it's actually at the that was not the yeah, I didn't put them in order on Goodreads, so I am sorry about that. Let's just like pick a book randomly and talk. So, Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. The only thing I knew about this book was like I saw Larry Reed's video when she was like giving a story time, and then that was like explaining the premise of the book. And I loved the premise for this book. Like, basically, you have this girl who like burns down her apartment, and she goes with her brother. Her brother lives with his best friend, and just like everything between them, I love it. I love this book so much. Like, he ends up like shooting a text to someone thinking that he ends up texting her thinking that he was like texting someone else, and they kind of like start this like game, like flirty conversation thing. And at some point, oh my god, what are their names? At some point, wow, I have like a sparkly sticker on this book. At some point, Colin, like, he realizes who he's texting. It's weird because when over text they drift apart, like in person they like bond. So you feel like there's always like some type of like relationship there. And it's just so good. Like, I have not heard people talk about it besides Larry. I don't know why people are talking about it, because it's so good. I'm just gonna find my rating. I think I rated it 4.5 stars. Yeah, 4.5 stars. Loved it. Super good. Okay, I like accidentally disconnected my mic. Then I had to like fix it, but we're good now. I hope that we're good. So yeah, Mr. Wrong Number, loved it so good. Next, we have this one. Okay, like, I feel like it's like too hyped up. Like, it wasn't a good oh my god, it wasn't a bad book. I feel like I expected more because it was so hyped up. And that's Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It was cute, it was good. I feel like my thing is that I haven't watched a lot of rom-coms. I feel like I might have enjoyed it more if I like watched the rom-com, because I think that there was one of them that I had actually watched, and that was like at the beginning of a chapter, and then something in that chapter kind of like reminded me of that. Like, one of the only rom-coms that I watched, She's All That. I think She's All That. I really got that vibe from this book. I don't know about the other rom-coms, so I feel like I kind of like missed out on the experience. Like, it was so cute, it was fun, it was a good time, but it wasn't like, oh my god, wow. Like, I definitely liked Mr. Wrong Number more than I liked Better Than the Movies. Like, Better Than the Movies, I rated it 3.75. I don't know, I feel like I was, again, expecting more. I feel like the story kind of like dragged out a little. I don't know, like, but I feel like it's mainly my like very high expectations going in. But basically, like, it's basically a retelling of like She's All That. Like, it's the exact same vibe. Next, we have This Took Me by Surprise. I was not expecting to fall in love with this book. I know Haley Pham read it, and it's like one of her favorite books. But like besides her, no one else talks about it. Like I think I was just I was at Barnes and they were having their like little sale where it's like, oh, you buy one get one 50% off. So I was like, you know what, like why not? I was doing this like reading vlog and I was like, okay, I want like a thriller, and my main option was like a snowed in type thriller, but it was like literally green outside of my house, even though it's like middle of winter and I do live in Canada. So I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna read a snowed in thriller because like it's not the vibe. So I picked up Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q Sutanto. This is like 4.75. It is so funny. It's wow, just a fever dream in the best way possible. And the funny thing is that it's divided into like different parts. Let me just like find the page for you guys. It's divided in different parts and like this. I hope you can see this. I'm gonna read because there's like part 1, 2, and 3, but part 1 and 3 are really, really funny. So I'm just gonna read those two. So basically, part 1, girl meets 4. Then in like brackets, like at the bottom, there might be insta-love and also someone might die. And then for part 3, it says a girl gets 4 or tries to anyways. It's tricky because there's a corpse and everything. When I read that, it was like probably 3 a.m. I started like bawling my eyes from like laughter because I was like laughing so hard. I was like, this is so funny. So the main character's mom sets her up on a date with this guy who says he's a hotelier. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word, but yeah. And her mom sets him up on a date. It doesn't go like that well. She ends up killing him. She ends up killing him by accident, like in the car. And she's like, well, shit, like what am I supposed to do with the body? So it's this whole like extravagant thing because the next day, like her mom and her 3 aunts are supposed to go, like, because they have like a wedding hosting business and they're supposed to like go do that, but they have a body to take care of. It's so funny. It's like it's honestly one of the best things I ever read. It is a mystery, but it's much more comedy. I 100% recommend. Oh my god, like when I do my like mid-year book tag, the one that like surprised me the most for the like in a good way, definitely this. Wow, just wow. After that, I read one of the cutest books ever. I've had this on my shelf for a while and I was like, I know I'm gonna love this. I feel like I kind of like I was missing something and that's why I did not rate this like higher than 4.5 stars. But I ended up rating it 4.25. The Cheat Sheets by Sarah Adams, so cute, just so wholesome. I feel like I wanted a little bit more, you know, like a little bit more. Basically it's like, oh, this is dented. Why is it dented? I don't know if it's like a childhood friends to lovers, but it's like friends to lovers. They've known each other for years. They've both been like really into each other. And then like there is a little bit, I kind of forget this because I did read it a while ago. There's like little fake dating that goes on because something happens and then it's like it's more of like a PR thing for the guy. Like the guy Nate, he's like talking with his teammates, because he's a football player. And then they're like, okay, like, yeah, this is like fake dating, but you know, like put you all into it because like you're into her. Like we're gonna create the love cheat sheet, the romance cheat sheet. We have a copy at the end of the book, and literally the funniest thing ever, number 4 on the cheat sheets, dirty talk about sexy hair. I have no idea what that means, but whenever I think of this book, I think of dirty talk about sexy hair and I crack myself up. Super cute, super just like wholesome, sweet. I love it. I love it. Like, as you can see, I've had some like pretty good books like that I've read so far. Like my 2024 started out amazingly. This one, I feel like this is my least favorite out of like all the books that I read. Like I still rated it like 3 stars. Because I feel like it really dragged out. I did not know what I was expecting. Like I kind of knew, but I feel like I was kind of caught off guard. It was like more dragged out than I expected. But let me just like, okay, it's Heartless by Marissa Myers. Obviously I knew it was an Alice in Wonderland Red Queen type thing. I have never seen Alice in Wonderland. I don't know what I was thinking going into this without like knowing the full story, but it's basically like a villain origin story for the Red Queen. And there's like a romance in here. But throughout the whole book, I was like, I'm so confused because she is so different than the Red Queen that we know today. Until like the end part of the book, and I'm like, holy wow. wow. So yeah, what started off as a like, what am I getting myself into, like ended really well, but I did feel like it, it's like it's pretty chunky. Like it did drag on. I feel like a lot of parts could have been cut. That's why I rated it 3 stars. But really good book, really good villain origin story. Like you felt feels. I teared up at the end. I teared up, but again, I still feel like I was missing something, so that's why it's only a 3 star. Next, a 5 star read. We are starting off the year with a 5 star read. The entire yes, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Ava, if you're watching this, be proud of me. I don't know what took me so long to pick this up. I literally sat my ass down and just read, just nonstop. I was flipping through pages. I was so invested in this. It's so good. It's so good. And for some reason, I was like, oh, I can put off reading this. If you have not read this, please go pick it up. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I just want to say read it, and you're welcome. This is like the last book that's like not in a big series. And this one, no one talks about it, but it's The Night Swim by Megan Goldwyn. And I went into this thinking that this was going to be a thriller. It's not exactly a thriller. It's more like crime. It's kind of like a past and present timeline. So in this book, our main character, Rachel, she has her podcast. And it's like a true crime podcast where she investigates things. But this season, she's doing like an ongoing crime. When she gets into town to kind of cover this case, she starts getting letters from, wait, is her name Rachel or is the other girl's name Rachel? Okay, no, she starts getting letters from another girl, like from someone else. And that person is like talking about another crime that happened like 16 to 20 years ago. And the cases are very, very similar. So you kind of like see in the past from the point of view of the person writing the letters, and you see like the current case. And there is a connection. Like, you only find that out in the end. You find it out in a very shocking way what the connection is. But it was so good. Like, I went in not having any expectations. Wow. Like, it made you feel things. It made you feel, like, uncomfortable. Made you feel, like, creeped out. And, like, you could really feel what Rachel was feeling. And that's what I loved about it. Like, it sucked you in so much that you were like, I am in this person's shoes. It was a little, like, I'd say off-putting, but it wasn't, like, scary creepy, you know? But yeah, really good. Really took me by surprise. I rated it, I think, 3.75 stars because I was like, it's not wow, but it was good. I am going to try to do this fast because my hand is like actually going to fall down. But I read the entire Shatter Me series. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take these books out of this box set because it's going to be too much of a hassle to put back inside, and I am lazy. So we have Shatter Me, which I rated 3 stars. Unravel Me, rated at 3.5. Ignite Me, 3.25. Then Restore Me, 4. Defy Me was my favorite. Defy Me was 4.5. And then Imagine Me, 4 stars. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. The first 3 books, which was because basically you had the first 3 books that was the original series, and then the next 3 books got added on, I think like 4 years later. Those last 2 books made the series for me. It was really book 4 that like sucks me in when you got so much more depth and stuff like that. Because I feel like the first 3 books, it was good, but it wasn't believable. It lacked depth. A lot was missing. Like, yes, I know this is like YA and it was written in like 2011, I want to say, or 2012, but like way back. So yeah, like things are gonna be missing. It's gonna feel like there's a lot of like plot gaps and stuff like that. And I think this is like the author's first book also, so like it makes sense. But book 4, 5, and 6, oh my god, so good. Like I remember I was with my friend Julie and I was like, oh my god, I'm reading book 4. Please go pick it up, because she DNF'd it, I think, after book 2, and I was like, go pick it up because you need to get to book 4. You need to get to book 5. Wow. I do not remember what exactly happened in each book, but I know that it was like book 4 or 5. That was like the best things ever because the plot twist. Oh my god. Like I literally think back to these weekly. I also read the 2 novellas. And honestly, not that I was gonna DNF, because I was like filming a reading vlog for this, but I was very like not motivated to continue reading Shatter Me. But it was actually Destroy Me, the first novella, where we saw Warner's point of view, that I was like, okay, like I'm living for this. Because like this is not a spoiler because I feel like a lot of people talk about it and you like find out about this like very early on in the series. But I was not into Adam. I was like, no, like Adam just pissed me off. But then when we saw Warner's point of view, I was like, okay, like I'm sensing a love triangle. I was like, I'm gonna be so mad if she ends up with Adam. I'm not gonna talk about like the romance, but in terms of the plot, oh my god, please go read this. Like honestly, power through the first like 3 books. Book 2 is the best out of like the first 3, but really power through because the second part, oh my god. That's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. I'm proud of myself. Like I did read a lot. I was like super busy also. So given all that, reading 15 books, I'm like, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm like gonna run out of footage space. So I'm gonna like power through this outro fast. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you guys like my little monthly wrap-ups, and I do them more often because I feel like practicality wise it's easier to combine like 2 months or to do it like as well as a TBR like all in the same video. But I do kind of like having them separate because I feel like I can actually talk about books and I'd be like, okay, like I need to do maybe like 50% this, 50% that. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm like kind of conscious about how much I'm saying. But no, like I love like chit-chatty wrap-ups because you guys like literally get to see what I'm feeling. I mean, obviously that's the whole point of the video, but it's like you get to like see more than if I was to like speed through it because of like a time crunch. But yeah, let me know if you want like more monthly wrap-ups or more like when I have enough books to talk about. Like, would you guys want wrap-ups with like 4 books, or would you want to wait for like 2 months when I have like probably 10 and then do it then? Let me know because I know that for the month of March and April I'm so busy with school and the sorority. I know it's gonna be a lot and I'm gonna be absolutely drained. Like I do really want to like bring reading into my routine and have that be like my relaxing thing, but I'm also being realistic and it's like most days I'm probably gonna be in the library till like 11. So when am I gonna read? But anyways, all of my socials are linked down below if you want to go check me out. I do post on my Instagram a lot, so especially on my stories. So if you want to like follow around my life, have a bit more insights, definitely go follow me over there. And yeah, so stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.